Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Cam and today is going to be the ultimate eyeshadow palette tag. This was just posted today by Floating in Dreams. Her videos are really nice. I don't know, I really like her. And she had inspired me to do this eyeshadow palette tag. There are 15 prompts. I have more than 15 eyeshadow palettes sitting next to me, FYI. And if you can hear the TV in the background, my roommate is watching TV in the living room, so that is what that is. On my face right now, I'm really not liking the way my foundation is sitting. I don't know if it's because I don't like this foundation or if I don't like these two paired together. I am wearing the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir, and this made my foundation very, very glowy, if you can tell. It looks nice. I kind of want to use this with another foundation, maybe use this with another primer because I'm not really liking the way this is sitting. Maybe this is expired. I don't think it is expired, but it could be. This is the Pacifica Alienate Clean Foundation, and I have mine in the shade 34NL, so that is the foundation that I'm using. I'm wearing these two highlights right now. I did want to talk about these because it just looks so stunning, and this is the Worth the Wait highlight and by Marc Jacobs. It is just stunning, but it was a little too like icy for the look that I was going for, I guess. And then I paired this one right here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Emracy highlight right over the top, and here is what this one looks like. Still very gorgeous. One of my only gold highlights that I really like to wear, if that makes sense. And then on my lips, I am wearing this right here, which is the Dirty 30 matte lipstick from Huda Beauty. If you are curious, I felt like the purple tone really went with my eyes right now, and so that's that. And let's go on and move into the prompts. My intro is out of the way. Let's go ahead and move into the prompts. So the first prompt is the ultimate smoky eye, and I have used this palette about 5 times. I might get a little bit of heat, but I do have 2 Jeffree Star palettes in the running. This is the cremated palette by Jeffree Star. First off, let's go with the beautiful mirror right there, and I feel like this has everything you need for a smoky look. Again, gray tones, you get a matte black, a matte white. This shade right here, Diamond Ashes, is just stunning. It can transform the matte shades into better matte or shimmeries, if that makes sense. And like this satin right here, I put this shade right here, which is Diamond Ashes, on Goodbye, which is this shade right here. I know this palette got a lot of heat. I bought it for full price and now it's 50% off. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for doing that, but if you don't have it, it is 50% off, at least on the Morphe website right now. So I don't know, I feel like you get everything you need in here. You even get some neutral shades like this shade here. You don't have a matte brown, but I feel like you can use this shade and this shade with this lid shade right here, which is also like, it is a taupey kind of bronze, but it is a bronze, so you can get kind of a neutral look out of this eyeshadow palette. If you really so desired, you can get like the light sultry looks deeper, and I really liked the, I didn't have very many grays in my eyeshadow palette, and when this came out, I was like, definitely, it speaks to me. I love it. I've created 4 looks with this at this point, and I've loved 3 of the 4, but the first time, I think it was like my fault. The colors I chose to use, they were too dark. I went in dark really quickly, and I just didn't love that look, but every look I've created since then, I have really, really loved. The next prompt is the ultimate everyday eye palette, and this, I was going to put it as a second option for another prompt, and I'll talk about that when we get to it. However, I felt like this one fit very good into this one here. This is the Marc Jacobs 720 Glambition, and this is just beautiful. It is $50 for 3, 6, 7 shades, so it is a bit pricey, but I have another palette that also would have fit very well into this one. I was kind of like moving things around and doing whatever, but I feel like you have the perfect either setting shade brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight, which is stunning. You have 2 transition shades here, 2 deepening shades here, and these 2 shimmer shades. You have 2 shimmer shades in here. Like, look, I swatched that right over the other one, but like, it is, they are just so foiled, so beaming, so gorgeous. You can only get a few looks when you do use this, because there only are 7 shades, but I feel like it is so everyday. Like if this is the only palette, if you only needed one palette for every day and you were really going to use it, I feel like this is definitely worth the money. The mattes are buttery, pigmented, blend themselves. The formula of this is just beautiful. And if you don't have any Marc Jacobs palettes, I feel like they're great. I feel like you need to find one you really, really like and you're really going to get good use out of, because you don't want to have it just sit in your collection and collect space. But I feel like this would fit the perfect everyday eyeshadow palette needs. The next prompt is the ultimate discontinued palette, and that would have to be Dream Street by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. And this is just, first of all, packaging is stunning. A little disclaimer about my ColourPop palettes: I did pop them all out and rearrange them to how I best decided I wanted to use this. You have perfect like transition shades here, a more warmer transition or deepening shade here, get few pops of color down here. This is what I used in my inner corner because I didn't want to dig that palette back out. But I don't know, the ColourPop formula always amazes me. It is just a stunning eyeshadow palette. The mattes are gorgeous. The shimmers are gorgeous. It's just a good palette all the way around. I feel like you have everything you need. 2 transition shades, 2 deepening shades, an inner corner highlight. These 3 can all be used as inner corner highlights. Lid shade, lid shade, lid shade for your pop of color. This really bright shade here, oh my goodness, it is like, if you don't have any ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, I don't know, I feel like this was a good one, but it is discontinued and you can't buy it now, so that is very sad. But I really do like this eyeshadow palette, and I did just do a declutter, so that made this video a little bit easier to film. But this would be my favorite, or the ultimate discontinued palette. Next is the ultimate colorful palette, and I chose another one from ColourPop. I have one more palette from ColourPop in this entire video, and that is it. So promise you're not getting a whole bunch of ColourPop eyeshadow palettes throughout this video, but this is the Just My Luck from ColourPop. Has a mirror in it, and this is what this looks like. Again, I depotted and rearranged all of these shades. I feel like greens are one of the favorite eyeshadows that I ever wear on my lids. I really like the way they look. I really like the way they turn out. Like you do have a matte brown, which is kind of necessary when you're using a green eyeshadow palette, but just this shade here, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you what the name of it is because I moved everything around, but it is just stunning. Oh my gosh, let's do it. It's like a bronzy, but it's green, and coppery, but it's green. It is just stunning. I really love this eyeshadow palette. You have a light shade, a transition shade, and then this one's got a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's mostly matte, and when you blend it out, it is matte. And then you've got this matte and then this matte brown, which kind of really made this eyeshadow palette stand out to me. You don't have an inner corner highlight, which is the only thing I don't like about this eyeshadow palette, but you can also use your highlight, which doesn't mind me any, so I feel like this would be my best colorful eyeshadow palette, my most reach for colorful eyeshadow palette. I really like blues and greens on my eyes, and I'm recently getting into a purple craze, so this one has to take the cake. I really want the Just My Luck and the, or not the Just My Luck, the It's My Pleasure and the Lilac You a lot, but I've been trying not to buy any eyeshadow palettes recently, so this just, Next is the ultimate colorful eyeshadow palette, and this one would have to take the cake. Again, my last job, our Jeffree Star palette from this. Again, beautiful mirror, and this is what this one looks like. It is just everything you need. You get a few neutrals in here. You get pinks, purple, this orange shade here. I'm not going to say what it is called because it is kind of inappropriate, but just gorgeous. And then you get a few reds in here. This orange, again, just beautiful. Formula is never lacking. I feel like he really did a good job. You have a great inner corner highlight. This green shade here is also very, very beautiful. Oh, I guess that one is a little light, but I mean, it does look light in the pan. So again, gorgeous. This purple shade, I am in love with it. It is in the shade Gumdrop. Ooh, beautiful. I feel like every time I want to reach for a colorful eyeshadow look, this is the palette I reach for. I do have a drugstore option, but this is by far my favorite. Again, the ultimate colorful eyeshadow palette in my collection is the Jeffree Star and Jawbreaker eyeshadow palette. Are the ultimate rainbow. The ultimate rainbow palette in my collection is the Jawbreaker palette from Jeffree Star. I just think the formulation is great. It is just great. Every time I want to do a colorful look, I am always reaching for this. So this is why this is the ultimate rainbow palette in my collection. Next is best value for your money, and that would have to be this right here. I've used this twice. I used this in my last video and I'm using it today, and this is the Profusion Wonderlust palette. I believe this was $15, and I chose this one because the quality surpasses the price I paid for this. Like, these shimmer shades just outdid themselves. And these mattes are actually really, really nice. You only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 mattes in this collection, but I feel like that is all right. The mattes are actually really creamy, very pigmented, and they get the job done. I've used this this color here, which is Tranquil. Both times I reached into this palette, really did like it. Today I used these purples. Last time I used these browns down here, and then the greens. I want to reach into it and use these blues down here, but I feel like this is kind of jumping the gun because I've only used it twice. But if I didn't love the look I created today, I wouldn't have put it in here. However, this purple shade right here, which is in Nimbus, I used on my eyes today. I didn't give me the look that I was desiring. It wasn't as pigmented as I had wanted for the shimmer across my lid, but then I wetted it, and on par with the other ones. I think it's more of a satin formula rather than the metallics throughout the collection, because I think there is matte, metallic, and satin in here, but you can get the satins very punchy if you just add a little bit of setting spray or a little bit of water. So that's best deal for your money. Or any ColourPop eyeshadow palette. I feel like those kick it out of the park every single time. Oh, and this one also comes with a beautiful blending brush. I don't know where it is right now. It's lost in my brushes for right now, but it does come with a brush that is very soft and a great blending brush, which is really the only brush you need in my opinion. I only use one brush. Like today I only used this brush here for my eye look, which is the Morphe 504. So the only brush I used on my entire eyes today. So I only really need one blush to create a complete eye brush. The next prompt is the best warm tone eyeshadow palette, which is this one right here. I chose the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions, and again, you get a mirror in it, and this is what this one looks like. You can see there are quite a big dip in all of these shimmers, and these two here are getting a big dip. I don't reach for warm tones all that often, but in the fall time, I really, really love this palette. You get these 4 shimmer shades are just stunning. Like, let's swatch those for you. And these mattes, they are very soft and very buttery, and they blend beautifully. Again, very pigmented and everything. So this is my favorite warm tone eyeshadow palette in my entire collection. I don't have very many, but this one definitely has to take the cake for the ultimate warm tone eyeshadow palette. So the ultimate cool toned eyeshadow palette, which is not totally cool toned, but I already used the Jeffree Star one, and that would be this one. This is the Sultry Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is by far my favorite palette. You get a brush and a mirror in this one, but you get these 3 shades here, which are very cool toned. These are more neutral to cool tone. You do get a pop of like a cool corally pink is what it looks like. And it is just, again, gorgeous. You get these shades up here. Oh, just gorgeous. I can't talk about this eyeshadow palette enough. I love this. I hate that it is discontinued, but again, oh, just stunning. Everything about this palette I love. It is my favorite Anastasia palette. So I don't know, this one has to take the cake, and it was also my favorite palette of last year. So I really, really, really enjoyed this eyeshadow palette. The best are the Ultimate Neutral Toned Eyeshadow Palette, and Tati Beauty takes the cake, and this would be best for the Ultimate Everyday Eyeshadow Palette again, but again, I don't use glitters on an everyday, so I chose to do this one for a neutral. You get pinks, so Poet is pinks, we got Aurora, which is like a setting shade, inner corner highlight, things like that, Soothe, which is your perfect transition shade, and then you could take it warm with Story, you can take it cool with Ritual, and you have a matte black. So you have everything you need for a neutral, everyday eyeshadow palette. And I don't know, this palette, she did such a good job. I can't wait for her to come out with more palettes. There is a nice weight to this eyeshadow palette, a gorgeous mirror. It is just a neutral lover's dream. I wish this row here was just a step lighter than here, so you can have shimmers, transition, deepen, glitter. So it would have just made more sense for me personally. However, again, I love this palette. I've used it multiple times. The packaging is soft. I still have the sheath, which is in my eyeshadow thing right up here, but I took everything out of its case. I only have one more palette that's still in its packaging. That will probably remain in its packaging in my collection just because they're special to me, if that makes sense. And also my cremated palette from Jeffree Star stays in its package, but that is just, I forgot that at a friend's house the other day, so I don't have that right now, and he's keeping good care of it for me. So next is the Ultimate Indie palette, and I couldn't pick just one because I love to use these palettes in conjunction with one another. And if you've guessed it, they are the Magic Mini and the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. So this one is the Magic, and this one is the Masquerade. And here is what they look like. The only thing that could have made this palettes better is if they had a mirror. But beggars can't be choosers, and I still feel like they look gorgeous. And using them in conjunction with one another, just stunning. This shade here is by far my favorite. I have quite a large dip in it. Like, look at that shade. Ooh, just so gorgeous. You have the perfect inner corner highlight right here, perfect setting shade right here. You get some neutrals if you wanted to go neutral. You get, again, a neutral up here. This shade right here is also very, very stunning. I'll swatch it up here for you. Just the perfect pink. I don't know. I really just really, really like this eyeshadow palette, and using this Zobo with Faso, I don't know. Don't come for me. But anyway, the greens and blues in here, like these two rows, just gorgeous. If I could pick and match my favorite shades from these two palettes and just make one palette, I would. But again, I don't know if I could do that because I love like 80% of each palette. So I really, really love these two palettes. Again, the Ultimate Indie brand. I really like Juvia's Place palettes. Formula, packaging, aesthetic, everything about them, they are fantastic. My ultimate high-end eyeshadow palette, and let's say it together, the Urban Decay Naked Honey eyeshadow palette. When I seen this online, I was like, I don't wear warm tones, but I want it. I wanted it so bad, and oh my goodness, I am so glad I had this. This in the fall is my favorite. You get an inner corner highlight, a few transition shades, 3 transition shades, these two in this one, these two in this one for deepening shades, and then you get 5 lid shades and this inner corner shade. It is not incredibly shimmery, but it is shimmery nonetheless. And this shade right here and this shade are by far my favorite shades in the entire palette. Just, oh, you can't even see that one because it's being washed out. But it is so stunning. Like this shade here with this shade in the middle, perfect. I always reach into those shades every time I use this eyeshadow palette. This gold here is like one of my go-to golds. It is just, I don't like gold all that much, but this gold just, it breaks my heart in two. I love this eyeshadow palette. So this is by far my favorite high-end palette, not including the sultry palette because I already talked about that one. But this is just so stunning. I love it. The packaging is great. It looks beautiful, and I love bees. So there you go. The next prop is your favorite ultimate, the ultimate luxury palette. And I was debating on putting the Marc Jacobs one tied with this one in the ultimate luxury palette because it is $50 for 7 shades. But this palette was $129 and I drop it. Of course, dropping the most expensive thing in my collection. Anyway, this was a gift for my birthday. This is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. And oh my god. It just fall time, winter time. Oh my goodness, this khaki shade right here. Oh my goodness, the mattes are so buttery. They blend themselves. These shimmers are just stunning. Like, oh my lord. This palette makes me want to cry. You have a inner corner highlight. You've got the perfect deepening shades. This one's more blue. This one's more black. This one's more green. You got some khaki shades in here. You've got some warmer shades in here. You've got some cool shades in here. You have just everything in this eyeshadow palette. I wanted a Natasha Denona palette for so long, but I was waiting for the perfect eyeshadow palette to come out. And I feel like this just speaks me so incredibly much. I can't wait for like a cool tone of their smaller palettes to come out because I wanted the bronze palette, but I was like, realistically, I'm not going to wear it. I don't really like those tones. And the 2 palettes that I have that are warmer toned can get me what that can get me. So this is the only large Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette I have. I have a whole bunch of the minis. Now I just want like the miniature one. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And again, you can start to see my stack. Next is the best drugstore eyeshadow palette. And formula-wise, I don't know if you consider these drugstore palette. They are $15 each, but these are the Collab Beauty. You can find these at Sally Beauty. I have 3, and I didn't want to just put one in here because I love all of them. I have the After Hours, which is more of a green tone eyeshadow palette. Again, you get this khaki shade, and like, I can't say it enough. I really like greens and blues on my eyes. So like, just stunning. I love this eyeshadow palette. And then I have the Follow Me eyeshadow palette, which is more blue, and this is what this one looks like. These shimmers are just beautiful. The mattes are beautiful. And then you have a inner corner highlight, a setting shade, transition or deepening shade, transition shades, and shimmer shades. So I feel like they just think about the aesthetic of these palettes. So well thought out, well established. Even inner corner, setting shade, transition shade, deepen shades, lid shades. So I feel like they thought these palettes out so nicely. And the last one I have is the Get Ready With Me, and here's what this one looks like. Again, inner corner highlight, setting shade, transition shade, deepen shade, and then you have 4 shimmer shades for the lid. And again, this one is a bit warmer toned, but it is just stunning. It is beautiful. I love it. I love the formula. I love how compact they are. I love they're travel friendly. They're small and just great. They did a great job. Hit it out of the park. 10 out of 10 for me. And then the ultimate underrated eyeshadow palette. And I did hear a lot of buzz about this when it first came out, but I still love it. And again, this is the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop So Jaded eyeshadow palette. The only thing that could have made this better was a mirror. And again, I rearranged all my eyeshadow palettes. So I have a row of purples, a row of pinks, a row of like earthy green tones, a row of like warm tones, and then blues down here at the bottom. And my favorite shade from this entire eyeshadow palette would have to be this one, which is in the shade Smoky Quartz. Again, just I'm sure you can see a tone or a pattern in my eyeshadow preferences, but this shade right here, oh my gosh. And the only reason I know that this one is actually Smoky Quartz is because this is the only shade in this entire palette that was kept in its spot. Again, you get this shade here, which is absolutely stunning. You get this glitter here and this glitter here. So meh, you have a transition shade, deepening shades, and every like row you have shimmer shades, inner corner highlight shades, a setting shade. Like, this palette was very well thought out. She did a terrific job. I really, really love what she did with this eyeshadow palette. Good job, Kathleen. And then the last prompt is the Ultimate Limited Edition eyeshadow palette. And this could also be the Ultimate Discontinued palette, but I wanted to kick it off on a high note. And this is my Tarte Cosmetics and Aspen Overd palette. I love this eyeshadow palette. If you could not get your hands on it, I am so incredibly sorry, because it is spectacular. Opening it up, you do have a mirror. You get a highlight shade, a blush shade. This shade right here can be used as a bronzer. You get setting shades, transition shades, deepening shades, inner corner highlight, lid shades. It's just all around well thought out, perfect. I am in love. And it smells like chocolate. How can you go wrong? This is just, oh my God. I love, 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 love this eyeshadow palette. I really, really wish they'll bring this back. I don't think they're going to, but the packaging is just stunning. It is, she hit it out of the park with this one. Again, could have been used as the neutral lover's dream. You have everything you need in here. Bronzer, brush, highlight. You can even do brows probably with this. I could personally. Shimmer shades. Just, she did a great job with this Aspen Overd. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But she hit it out of the park with this one. I really, really love this eyeshadow palette. She did a great job. But this is my Ultimate Discontinued or Limited Edition eyeshadow palette. And I just so happened to walk on Ulta the day this released, and they had a whole stock up. The next day I went in there and they were completely sold out online and everything. So I'm so glad I bought this and put this in my collection, because it is the best neutral palette I think I have in my eyeshadow collection. So I believe that is all 15 prompts. There was a little bit more than 15 eyeshadow palettes, but I think there was only one that I had 3 eyeshadow palettes for, or one prompt that I had more than one eyeshadow palette for, and it was from the same brand. They were just different categories. But other than that, I think that's going to wrap up this video. I will definitely leave the prompts down below in the description box. I have them written down right in front of me because I needed to know what they were. And I will see you guys in the next one. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me, hit that subscribe button. I'll see y'all next time.